Good day, guys. Good day. Compliments of the new year. I hope everybody's good. So, we just wanted to do a quick analysis for today. I currently have my eyes on C1. As you can see, looks like it's a possible developing setup. If you see this zone here, it was the previous day's lows, right? So that's where price is sort of reacting. At the same time, we've got the 200 EMA in the vicinity there. So already an order block has been broken. We could get a potential retest, then a sell. But at the same time, if we break below this zone, I still want to take this trade short all the way back to yesterday's lows. So let's see how this goes. Okay, so if price comes below the zone here, we're looking to take sales with a potential. If we can get 50 pips from this particular setup, that will be a good trade. So that's my view on C1. We're not looking at anything major. The other reason why I want to sell is if you look at the daily, we had this rejection. We first had a doji, then we had this bearish move yesterday, which took away 3 days of work. So possibly price can come all the way back to these levels here. So that's my current view. Let me just check. Okay, the possible TP will be about 58.95. So let's just call that 5900. Okay, H4, same thing. If we had to do multi-time frame analysis, you see that price is reacting off this zone here. So worst case scenario will be price coming back up here to create an M on the H4, but I feel like this zone can potentially hold and we can get this price dropping all the way to 5900. So if price shows something else or price changes, I'm still advising the group. On the H1, also a safe entry would be if price gets below this zone here. That's a safe sell right there. So stoking, actively stoking C1. That's the H1 zone. So if we can break below here, I'll be confident to actually sell and hold for a minimum of at least 50 pips. And the price can drop as low as 5900. So I think that's it for C1. C5, I just marked the zone earlier. Got a point of interest. Looks bearish to me. As you can see, we've got lower low, lower highs, lower low. So if we can get a lower high here, I'll be looking forward to sell anywhere around 33.70 to about 33.80. That's my sell point of interest there. So we'll see how price reacts here. Potentially they could still bounce off here. So just keep an eye in case there is momentum. We can also get a BOB right here. Right. So if we get a BOB, we look for sells here. But again, price can still extend the high and come here, which means we can get a short-term sell here. Price will still come create the lower high. Then from there, price will sell. So just keep an eye on that. And this is H1. So area around current market price, we can sell anywhere below the last H1 candle lows. That's around 33.40. So if we come below 33.40 right now, okay, that's actually too far. So around 33.42. That will be a good area to sell from. Then if we don't come down now, then the point of interest is 33.70 to 33.80. So that's it for me on C5. C3, let's see, C3, we wanted to trade it on the second. We marked a point of interest here. Price didn't hold. Yesterday I came to the charts, I looked at this low, which I marked. Then I looked at this level, but I didn't really follow it to actively trade it. So yesterday we had nothing. Then today, let's see what we have. Price still looks a bit bullish short term. So let me hold these. Okay, looks like we can be bullish all the way into these moving averages. So we'll keep stalking because this could potentially be a setup for today as well. Let's see. Okay, so I've got this level here. So just round that up to 4,000. That's a point of interest for sales right there. So price can potentially just extend today's high. So from open price, we've been slowly pushing up. So if we can come here and create a pattern, then we can potentially sell. So for now, I would say 4,000 is my current point of interest. I'll just see how price reacts there or anywhere within this area. If we can get a pattern, then we will potentially sell this one. But I'll advise in the group if I see something happening. So for now, we're just stalking and seeing what price does. B1000, bullish move from yesterday. So let's just see what's happening daily. Okay, I wanted to remove these. Okay. So that we can see clearly. Okay, so we rejected the Thetan EMA. Price can still potentially pull into this low here if it hasn't already. Let's see. Okay, so 14,150 potentially price can extend all these previous highs we see. So this one and this one, price can extend that high before we get any sales. So I'd say I would be leaning on buys. Just need more confirmation. Price can also potentially drop to this level. $14,070. So anywhere between 14,070 and 14,150, if we can get a pattern, we'll potentially be looking for buys. I'll potentially be looking for buys. So let's check H1. You can see the zones we have. The first zone, you can see price already rejected there once. So we might actually get a pattern right here and then come up. Or they can extend this low and come tap again into this level which was tapped into yesterday. Or the worst case scenario will be price coming all the way back to this order block here, where we marked around 14,070. So this is a point of interest, point of interest, point of interest. So for now, we'll just see how price plays out, but I would love to see us getting good buys here. Okay, we've got this order block also, which is a point of interest. So we've got 3 points of interest. We've got 1, 2, 3. So this also lines up with this moving average. Just consider this one and this one as well. So we'll see wherever price gives us a pattern or a rejection, we can just drop down to a smaller time frame. Then if we get a pattern or a nameable candle from H1 all the way to, I would say, M15, then we can execute a buy, target today's highs, target these highs here, because I feel like price will create um, a new high based on the 2 previous highs we saw on the daily chart. So that's it for B1. B5 has been steady bearish. You can see yesterday I just came and I put this on. I just wanted to see if we're going to continue going up. So we broke here, came below, couldn't come back up. So it's steady pushing down. For now, I do not have anything. I don't have anything for now on B5. I'll just have to clear everything else a bit later. Then we'll restart marking this up probably later on in the day or tomorrow, because I only feel like price is coming down to this area here. So if we can get a reaction around 46.50, a reaction around 46.50, if we get a pattern, then potentially we can buy the retracement, because this looks like it's a downtrend on this weekly, from this week's view. So from Sunday until today, we downtrending. So we'll be buying into a retracement, which might then potentially turn to a reversal. But for now, it looks like it will be a retracement. So we'll just keep stalking that one as well. J10, I'm seeing a potential sell back to these lows. I think this setup, we've been talking about it for the longest of times. We've been stalking it as well ever since it was somewhere here. Sells to the trend line into this zone. So I feel like price can still just come down here, because this looks like a break and a retest and a continuation down. So initially we coming back into the zone. So my bias is bearish. Drop to the daily. Excuse me. Daily, maybe we might extend back into the 30 EMA before we sell. Let's see. Okay, let's mark some markings there. Okay, so price can potentially do a stop and up into this area. If we go to the H1, so that's around yesterday's highs. So basically that will be a third touch. So we have the first touch, second touch. We might get a third touch here just to extend those highs before we sell. But at the same time, if we break this level here, I feel like price will actually sell back to these lows. So keep an eye on that one, but would love to see this stop hunt happen. If it doesn't happen and price just melts, would love to consider sells anywhere below this one. So that's H1. M15, more or less the same thing. The third touch will potentially happen around the 800 EMA. So that's first touch, second touch, third touch here, or anywhere here. If we can get a pattern here, a new peak and order block broken, then we can consider sells. That's my current view for now or for today. Then B250 is, I think this one also I need to clear it a bit so that we can see clearly where price is going. But from the weekly, we've been bearish. Liquidity has been taken here, so we can potentially retrace all the way into this area. Let me see if I can do this. Yeah, I'm just removing all markings. I'll potentially do it for all the assets so that we can have fresh charts for for the new year. So looking at this, yeah, we can potentially retrace up to here. The reason I wanna look for a retracement is because liquidity has been taken out, right? We agree on that. Liquidity has been taken out. So price will potentially be either retracing or reversing. So for now, I would like to say my bias is bullish, short-term bullish. Okay, it's just that with the, okay, I think it's better now. Yeah. So if we can get a buy setup, okay, what would be the reasons to buy here? So the first thing is we've got yesterday's high here. So we'll be looking for a flip zone buy. Flip zone buy is when price, let's say price was coming down, right? Then they come up, then they come up. Then this would be the previous day's high or a level which you can visibly see, then price just comes and bounces. So it's more like breaking resistance and it becomes support, then price goes up. So for me to buy, that's something which I want to look for. If I can get it here, let's say on M15, then I can take that trade. That's the first scenario for me to buy. The second scenario would be price coming down all the way into any of these zones. This is just an order block here. Okay, you can see from this low here, just to keep it simple, from this low here, price came, broke this area, and bounced, came, broke this area, came back down below, came back up, came back to this same level. So it's an uptrend for me. So if I can get this, I can take it by. Or if price can come down again into this, I can take it by. Worst case scenario, okay, this is the zone which was respected. Worst case scenario would be price coming all the way down here. So they will be inducing sellers here, then coming down, but still having that intention to go up. So V2501S, that's how I'm looking at it. So if I get a flip zone here, I'm going to take it by. If I get a nice pattern here, I'm going to take it by. Worst case scenario, if price still extends down here, let me actually put a zone there. Okay, so for this one, I'll still mark my weekly zones. Then when we have tomorrow's session, we should be having like a better view of all the major zones. So 65,040, 65. Okay, so those are the three zones I have, or 3 points of interest. This one, this one, and this one. If price comes down now, then that will be another pattern forming, which we're going to sort of analyze maybe tomorrow. So that's it for V2501S J10. Same thing. We're looking for a possible third touch. But if sometimes price doesn't give those touches, so if we break here, I might consider sells from that area. And also if we also get a pattern anyway here, like a W pattern, then I can consider sells as well. B5, we're waiting for it to come to that zone. I said I'm going to clear this. Let me actually clear it right now. Cleared. I'll also come and mark this one properly, especially the weekly zones and the daily zones. But for now, price looks like to be like it's coming here. Once we get there and we get a nameable candle, we're going to buy the retracements. B1, we're waiting for it there. C5, we're waiting for it there. C3, we're waiting for it there. C1, we're waiting for them to either retrace here, or break here. Then we can take this out. So that's it for me, guys. I hope today's session helps somebody. All we need is one good setup. Out of everything I've highlighted, all we need is to stoke for one, to catch one setup actually. Then we call it a day. So I hope this session helps. Good trading.